The most important battle you will ever face in your life. It's not against an opponent on the field, not against a competitor in your industry, nor against any external force that you might think is standing in your way. This battle is far more personal, far more intimate. It's the battle of you versus you. In this world, we are constantly fed a narrative that pits us against others. From an early age, we are conditioned to compare ourselves, to compete, and to measure our worth based on how we stack up against someone else. Whether it's in school, at work, or even on social media, we're bombarded with messages that tell us our value comes from outpacing someone else. But the truth, the real truth, is that the greatest competition you will ever face is the person you see in the mirror every morning. Your only real challenge is becoming a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. So, what does it mean to face the battle of you versus you? Let's be honest. The loudest voice that often holds us back isn't the voice of critics, friends, or even family, it's our own. It's the voice inside your head that says, you're not good enough, or, you don't have what it takes. It's the internal dialogue that undermines your confidence and makes you second-guess every step you take. But here's the thing, self-doubt is just a story we tell ourselves. It's not fact. It's not reality. It's a narrative that we can rewrite. When you confront your self-doubt head-on, you begin to realize that those limiting beliefs are just that, limits that you have placed on yourself. The first step in winning the battle of you versus you is to silence that negative voice and replace it with one that believes in your ability to succeed. Remember this, self-doubt doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about maintaining the status quo. If you want to grow, if you want to rise above, you have to be willing to challenge your own insecurities. How many times have you made an excuse to justify why you didn't follow through on something important to you? I didn't have enough time. The opportunity just wasn't right. I'll start next week. We are masters at convincing ourselves why something can't or shouldn't happen. But here's the reality, excuses are just obstacles we create to avoid discomfort. Every time you make an excuse, you're essentially giving yourself permission to stay exactly where you are. But growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push through discomfort, when you stop allowing your excuses to dictate your actions, and when you take responsibility for your life. The only way to win in the battle of you versus you is to stop giving yourself a way out. Stop creating excuses and start creating solutions. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that the only limits that truly matter are the ones you set for yourself. Sure, there are external challenges and barriers, but ultimately, it's your mindset that determines how far you'll go. Too often, we set limits on what we think we can achieve. We say, I'm not smart enough to start my own business, or, I'm too old to learn a new skill, or, I'll never be as successful as that person. These are self-imposed limits, and they are the chains that hold us back from reaching our full potential. To truly win the battle of you versus you, you must be willing to push beyond the limits you've set for yourself. Break them. Test your boundaries. You'll find that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible when you stop allowing those limits to define you. In the battle of you versus you, the one thing that is absolutely essential is accountability. You have to own your decisions, your actions, and your outcomes. Too often, we fall into the trap of blaming others for our situation. We blame our circumstances, our upbringing, our lack of resources, or the people around us. But as long as you are blaming something or someone else, you are giving away your power to change. Taking accountability means acknowledging that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. It means owning your choices, your mistakes, and your successes. It means understanding that your life is the result of your decisions, not anyone else's. The moment you stop playing the victim and start taking responsibility for your life is the moment you gain the power to change it. That is a critical moment in the battle of you versus you. The battle of you versus you isn't about reaching a final destination. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about constantly evolving, growing, and striving to be a little better today than you were yesterday. Too often, we get caught up in the idea of success being a one-time event or an end goal. We think that once we've achieved something, whether it's a promotion, a personal goal, or financial security, that we've won. But real success comes from embracing the journey, from recognizing that the process of becoming never truly ends. Every day is an opportunity to face yourself, to challenge your old patterns, and to rise above the version of you that came before. That's the beauty of the battle of you versus you. It's not about winning once and being done. It's about showing up for yourself day in and day out, striving to be the best version of yourself over and over again. Lastly, let's talk about the importance of celebrating your victories. In the battle of you versus you, it's easy to focus on what's next, on the next mountain to climb, the next goal to reach. But it's equally important to recognize how far you've come. Take a moment to celebrate your progress. Reflect on the challenges you've overcome, the growth you've experienced, and the person you're becoming. Acknowledge that every step forward, no matter how small, is a win in the battle of you versus you. Celebrate your strength, your resilience, and your determination. Recognize that the person you were yesterday would be proud of the person you are today. The battle of you versus you is not an easy one. It's a fight that requires courage, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to growth. But it's also the most rewarding battle you will ever face. Because when you conquer yourself, when you overcome your doubts, your limits, and your excuses, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. So, the next time you find yourself questioning your abilities, the next time you're tempted to make an excuse, or the next time you doubt your potential, remember that the only person you're competing with is yourself. And you have the power to win that battle, every single day.